everyone, welcome to this session on English fillers. Today we are going to talk about some English fillers that you can very easily use. This particular session is being taken by me, Shilpa Jha. And before we begin, I would like to say that if you're an educator or if you want to be an educator and touch the life of millions of students around, then please download the Unacademy Educator app. The link to the app is given in the video below. Right, so let's talk about conversation fillers. What are conversation fillers in the first place? So when we use English, there are times when we don't know what to say, right? We are short of words, but we don't want the conversation to end, right? It happens so many times that we really want, that we need to take the conversation ahead. We need to say something, but we are out of words, or otherwise, sometimes we want to imply something, but we don't have a proper word for it, or many other situations like that. So in that case, we use conversation fillers. That's a really good way to actually stall the conversation. So before I begin, I would like to tell you some reasons why we can use conversation fillers, or why would you want to use conversation fillers, right? The first thing is to show what you're thinking, right? For example, that I've been living here for 2 years. That seems so bland, but maybe if you want to just keep saying it for long. So basically, I think I've been here for 10 years. So basically a conversation filler. So that's how I'm trying to stall the conversation, right? Then to make the conversation less harsh, because at times I don't want to, there's something stuck in your teeth. How awkward that might feel, right? So you want to put in a conversation filler to make that feeling less intense, yet tell the person what you want to say. That I think there is something in your teeth, or well, I think you may have something, there's something stuck in there. So that means that makes the statement less harsh, right? You're able to say what you want to say, but you're not very what shall I say, you're not very strong about it. You don't come very strongly or in a very offensive way, right? Then of course, to make a statement weaker or stronger, like I said, for example, I say I think pugs are cute, but I want to really tell that I find them really cute. So then I would say, actually I think pugs are cute, or maybe at the end of the day I feel that pugs are cute. So what I'm actually trying to do is, I'm actually trying to make it more implicit. I'm just telling you with a greater force that no, I do strongly believe that pugs are cute. So that way I'm making the statement more stronger. Similarly, you can make the statement more weak, like I told you in the previous example of of something being stuck in your teeth. Right. Next is to stall for time. When you want the conversation to go on for a little longer, then you may be like, well, you see, this is how it's going to be. Or when you say that, so you're actually, because you're out of words, oh my god, what do well, I think I have an answer to the question. So you're trying to stall the conversation, right? And then to include the listener in the conversation without ending your sentence. Sometimes you don't want to end the sentence, but you want the conversation to end. But you want the other person to be equally interested in the conversation. You want to include that person. So how would you do that? It was a really big beer, So then, when I'm asking you this question, I've put a question tag, you're obviously going to reply back, maybe yes or no. So that's how it is, right? I told you which are so basically right now we just discussed what are the reasons why you would want conversation fillers, right? Let's just move on to some of the very common conversation fillers, which is the topic 15 most common fillers used in English. So I'll just go about with it. The first one that I already told you is well. Well, I guess this jeans cost 2,000 bucks, right? Or well, I think 2,000 bucks is fair enough for this pair of jeans. So well is one of the very common conversation fillers. You can use it in a sentence. Of course, I would recommend that do not misuse or overuse these conversation fillers, because that can make a conversation look very boring, and maybe even you might not come out as a person who's very fluent in English. But of course you can use them, as in these are basically something that you can use in your daily life when you get stuck up in awkward situations, right? Secondly, it's I think the project went on very well. So then you're like, okay, you're trying to tell a person with a little bit of a hesitation that the project went well. So I think it was fine. So yeah, so that's is a conversation filler, right? All right. And the next one is like. So my neighbor has like 10 dogs. This is one conversation filler I've heard a lot of times by a lot of people in Delhi. Delhi is like, I've seen a lot of people using this for everything. They'll be like, how like how Delhi is, or maybe I'm just giving a very random example, but my neighbor like has 10 dogs, or that girl like has a box full of shoes. So getting my point, right? So like is another conversation filler that you can use. All right. Or another one is like, my friend was like completely smashed after losing the match. So that is another conversation filler. That is the conversation filler. Next very famous overused conversation filler is actually basically seriously. Even I use it way too often. So I can tell you that these are the most common conversation fillers, right? So like, actually bugs are really cute. So that's like that's how I actually go. And basically and seriously also change the sentence a little bit. Basically or seriously, like basically the last Batman movie was seriously exciting. So basically it implies that the last Batman movie was really good. So or totally, literally, clearly, totally, I totally loved the match. So that was like, or the match was literally so exciting. So you're just trying to imply that it was really good or really enjoyable, right? So literally means something that is true, but has many times in a conversation it has been used. For example, you're not just laughing, you're literally dying from laughter. I think you get the point, right? Next is totally. Totally means completely. So then you want to emphasize about something, right? I totally enjoyed the match. So that is totally, completely. That's what you want to tell when you say totally, right? Or clearly is, obviously the meaning of clear, something that's very obvious. So clearly you didn't enjoy the match, or clearly I did not get good grades in my 12th standard exam, right? So you're being very clear about it. Next is you see. So you see, I don't think I'm in a mood to watch a movie today. So then you're being very clear that I want to say, you want to share a fact that you're not very keen on going to the movie. So you see, I'm not very keen on going to the movie today, right? All right. Next is then we stayed at a hotel, and it was near Taj Hotel, right? So is something again to share something that the listener might already know. So he might know the location of the hotel that you were staying in, which is near to the Taj Hotel. So maybe you're like, we were staying in the hotel that was close to Taj Hotel, right? So that's as simple as that. Next is I mean. Again, I mean is a very common and a very overused conversation filler. So it's used to clarify something. When you want to clarify or emphasize something more clearly, you tend to use I mean. For example, I mean he's a great guy, but I'm not interested in him, right? So you're like, I mean, you're trying to make it very strong that though you feel he's a great guy, you don't think that he's he's into you, or sorry, like you are interested in him, right? Alright, or the duck and the tiger was scary, I mean, but I did not enjoy the show. So you can just say that, right? Next is, what I mean. I think I must have used that in a lot of live sessions also if you've seen it. So you just try to ask a person whether he's clear about what you said. So you like, you know what I mean, right? That's the point. I think you get it, right? The next one is at the end of the day. So like I stated in the beginning, at the end of the day, I feel that bugs are cute. So at the end of the day, so you're just trying to say that in the end, or in summary, in totality, that's what my opinion is. Or at the end of the day, physics examination was really difficult. I barely managed to pass it. So you're just telling that, in totality, what you feel in conclusion that that physics was not easy. Alright. Then you have believe me. Believe me is when you want your listener to trust what you're saying. For example, believe me, teaching is not an easy job, right? So then I'm trying to tell you that I'm trying to make you understand my point of view, that please, agree to what I'm saying. It's not that easy. So believe me, it's not an easy job. That's how it goes. Right. Next you have I guess or I suppose. That's here you are not very sure about what you're saying, but you're just telling the person. For example, I guess it's gonna rain today. So then you're just trying to say that okay, maybe it's gonna rain today. Or I suppose he must have had dinner. So then you're just making a guess that maybe since you're going late, so he's had dinner. So that's I guess, I suppose he's had dinner, right? All right. Moving on, you have okay. Okay, I think though I hate it, some people use it in a text conversation filler as K. That's really bad. But otherwise, okay means okay. So fine, like if you just want to, for example, that what are you doing? So are you free this? Will you go out for a movie? Okay, we'll go out. All right. Okay. So we are going to get some vegetables from the market, and then we might catch it for a movie. So that's okay. Just dragging the conversation. Next is right. Again, I think you have heard this in every every of my videos because I've repeatedly used it. You get the point, right? So I'm just trying to ask you whether you're clear about it or not, right? So I want a yes in a response usually, or if no, maybe if you're not agreeing to me, then maybe a no. So you get the point, right? Or am I doing it correct? Am I looking good, right? Sorry. You get the point, right? So that's it. That's how it is. All right. So we wind up the session here itself. I hope you liked the session, and I hope you got some conversation fillers to avoid those awkward moments where you're short of words and you don't know what to do. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the session. Take care and have a great evening. Bye bye.